Queen of your heart, looking over the kingdom, just someone to.
So my name is Alex. I have a Instagram and YouTube Love Sugar show. So I want to thank you for taking your time to do this interview with me. And the first question that I ask anyone that I ever interview is, how's everything going? Not just in your personal life, but also musically.
Fine, yeah. Yeah, life just carries on. That's it.
Anything exciting going on besides we know that the album's coming out on August 8th, but
No, not a whole lot at the moment. Just jamming. We'll have a release gig here in Dublin with Adorier and Historian Vigil in November. So that's the only thing planned at the moment. Johnny, the drummer, plays in another band, so he's away for a couple of months as well on tour. So it's all just the usual logistics, all the fun stuff.
well, it sounds like sometimes it's always good to take a little break, a little breather before everything becomes chaotic.
Absolutely. There's enough chaos.
So I want to go ahead and talk about this album. What kind of summoned this album into existence?
I don't know. It was just time to put another album together. We had a couple of releases. We did a song for a movie soundtrack, and we had a split with Suffering Hour. So they were sort of two little side steps in between album 1 and 2. It's just always continuous creation of music. It's the joy of it. It's why we do it. Sometimes it feels like it's out of our control, but yeah, that's just, it was the time to do it.
Because it's been a few years since you've done an album as well.
Yeah, so The Cross Deaths came out in 2018. So we didn't tour that till 2019. And then obviously the whole world sort of shut down for a couple of years there as well. But we recorded the split with Suffering Hour. That came out in 2022. Then, yeah, just got back to write the album.
So that sounds exciting.
Yeah. So we've got full-time jobs and stuff like that. So these things have to take priority and then just move at whatever sort of pace suits. Yeah.
Well, that sounds awesome, especially the soundtrack for a movie. That sounds,
Just one song on it.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What movie was it for?
It's a movie called All You Need Is Death. So it's an Irish horror movie. There's an Irish sort of folk trad band called Lankum, and Ian Lankum was he put the soundtrack together and asked us to do a song based on an air that's in the movie. So what we did, yeah, took it to a different sort of place. But yeah, it's fun. It was a new environment and a new way of putting a song together. But yeah, so that's that.
Definitely have to check it out. I love horror movies, and I'll make sure to link it below so all my other horror fans can watch it too.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah.
So I have to ask, is there a theme to this album?
Not in a conceptual, like it's not a concept album per se. I have links myself between everything. So it is all interlinked in my mind, but it's not, not really, no. Yeah.
So it sounds like there's a theme, like it makes sense in your mind, but there's not like an actual theme, like any sort of like, I guess, album where it'd be like an adventure where you're battling a dragon or anything like that.
No, it's just about the bleakness of existence, I suppose. There's no dragons.
So I have to ask, has your location influenced your music at all, or the way that you decide to go musically in a certain direction?
Not particularly, no. My location and being from Ireland is obviously a major part of my life. So without that, there would be no music. So on a surface level, No, but obviously Ireland is very important to me. So with that, but it's not. There's nothing. There's no characteristically Irish sound to that. It's black death metal. Some of the lyrics would be influenced by, and the album title influenced by Samuel Beckett. So he's an Irish playwright. He was an Irish playwright. So there is that, but musically, no. No, there's no traditional elements to it, or no linking to Irish traditional music.
Yeah, because I know a lot of bands, they usually use like folklores, and I know Ireland has quite a few of those. I love reading about them.
Yeah, that's not really, we've none of that level. Like Johnny has done he's got a I don't know, he went to college, he studied folklore, Irish folklore and stuff. So a good knowledge of it, but it's not something that we approach. I think a lot of that is just, it's too twee. And that's just for no, we're not singing about fairies and banshees.
So what was the hardest song on the album for the band to write?
I don't really know. They all came together in their own way. At one point, Red Waiting and Amongst the Swarms were one song, so that got split, and then sort of put them aside and kept working at that. So I'd say the longest one in writing would have been Red Waiting. Between Dens and Runes came together very quickly, as did The Summoning Bell and Eroded. Yeah, no, they're all, it just comes together. As I say, we've got lives, so we're not jamming constantly. So we go out when we have something to do, which always seems to help with the progress. You go out, you have ideas, you have riffs, you have stuff ready to go. But yeah, none of them particularly taxing to write in, so far as we to labor over them. I don't know. It's just been a good while in the offing, so we were writing them for a considerable amount of time, but we weren't exactly jamming constantly. And as I say, then we'd, whatever, there was 2 or 3 years that was quiet. Our other guitarist lives in Bristol, so he couldn't travel really during that. But no, it's just the way we work.
So it sounds like you had like the amount of time, so it just kind of came together naturally.
Yeah, that's just the way we've always gone with it. Yeah.
And what does each band member contribute to make an album? Like, how does the song start out? Is it like a riff? Is it an idea? Do you guys like to chat or?
No, myself and Johnny just go out jamming. That's been the way since the start of the band. The personnel has changed since then, but we started the band. It's still, we have the dynamic there. So I have riffs ready. Depending on, I may have an idea of what sort of song I want. But yeah, so we just go out, we hammer out the riffs, start putting sections together, see how it works, demo everything. Now it might be only a video on a phone or whatever, but that's obviously very helpful to the process. That you can take something home, see what needs to be shortened or lengthened, and what may need to be dropped, or if something's needed somewhere else. But yeah, that's how we do it. And then, yeah, we build on that.
It's the beauty of technology nowadays. You can always take things with you and it's on your phone.
Yeah, it's amazing, because obviously when we started out, we used to have a little Zoom recorder, so that did the but then yeah, just phones took over. That is one of the beauties of it. Amazing to be at some degree of quality demo just right there and then every time.
Yeah, for sure. So I have to ask, what is your favorite song on the album and why?
I don't really have. I like all of them in different ways, for different reasons.
Hmm.
Um, I suppose Between Dens and Runes was the last tune we wrote, so that one's just a bit fresher. That's um, yeah, no, I love them all for different reasons. It's a varied album, so I find
Hmm.
each tune is different enough from each other to stand alone, which is the intention that hopefully that will bring someone on a journey, albeit without dragons and whatnot. But
So, what do you hope that fans take away from this album, or just someone who's listening to it for the first time?
total despair. Um, yeah, I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't think of what I take away from music myself. As
Hmm.
so I don't really know. Um, it should be unhinged, punishing, evil, um, all of the above with an underlying beauty in that disgust. Um, but it's obviously it's different for everyone. So yeah, I can't really speak to that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think we all do need a despair album. I don't know what it is, but sometimes when you're down or you're in that despair kind of mood, like listening to something like that, it makes me feel a lot better because I'm like, okay, this music understands me, and you just kind of let all of your emotion out in the music itself.
Hmm. Yeah. You could put on Warning, watching from a distance, and just cry yourself to sleep.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that in life, though, just the release of emotions.
Yeah, I like to drink.
Like I said, everyone has their own thing. I think music is very healing, so I really enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah, I could get that. Yeah. There's so many genres. There's so much to listen to.
Mhm.
It's got it covered.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Did you try anything new on this album that is different from like previous albums that you've done?
Um, yeah, well, the last split we had a melodic solo at the end of Disillusion of Consciousness. So we also have one in Eroded into Superstition on this. Also on Eroded, there's some clean sort of, I don't know, clean chanting, whatever, I don't know, just a different vocal style. I think most of Dens and Runes has a slightly different flavor than what we've done before. Also, yeah, no, I think there's a few, while keeping within the sort of the template of the band, we've tried a few different things, just riff wise and stuff like that, vocals, solos. Fed brought a lot to it with the bass as well. So there's a good bit in my mind of new elements added to it, while, as I say, still being within the bounds. Well, of course, as well, the intro, interlude, and outro is a new
Hmm.
idea. Um, so that is to sort of bookend to structure the album, to help along with this perceived journey. Um, so yeah, there's plenty of new flavors to it. Um, as I say, within the confines of a black death metal album. Look,
That's pretty cool. I think it's always nice to see like, how bands kind of change from their previous albums and then their new album they try something different. They like to incorporate things. It's kind of like you're evolving as a
mm,
musician, so you just try new things.
yeah. Um, the production is a big step up on this as well. The production on the split, as I said, with Suffer an Hour, that was good. And we did try stuff on that, but that's a split. That's what that's for.
Hmm.
The production is also a step up. I think each of our releases sound considerably different to each other, which is for, I don't know if that's for better or for worse, but that's the way it is. But yeah, you keep moving.
Hmm. Is there anything that you would change on this album, or would you have done anything differently?
No, no, no. The only thing is when we were recording, we did the recording and the mixing all in one. I would have separated them to give a bit of time to sort of rest your ears and take a step
Hmm.
back. But it all worked out. Um, there was minor changes to be made after we left. the studio. So no, everything came together nicely. Um,
Well, that's awesome.
hmm. Now there might be regrets that rear their head later on, but it's still fresh to me, and I'm happy with the decisions that were made while creating it.
So, when you're in the studio or creating a song, how do you know when a song is finished? Like, okay, this is it. We're not gonna like change it. It is fine. This is it.
Yeah, there can always be little tweaks within it, but generally, I don't know. It just when it feels right. Because there is times if I'm looking back at these videos on the phone that you just know something is needed in a different place.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so that's how it works in my head. Presume it's different for everyone, but yeah, that's where I am with it. They just sort of come together naturally. We know if we're laboring something, we'll just leave it. Um, or if we know what's needed to bring it to where we want it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So is it kind of just like a feeling like, okay, this sounds good. I feel good about it. Do you guys feel good about it? Okay, everyone feels good about it. We're done.
Yeah. So within that, yeah, there can be small changes then just on layering riffs or um anything like that. But generally the main structure, yeah, we come to a place with it that we're all, yeah, it just feels right. I don't know. Gotta trust your gut.
Very true. It's very important. So, would you say that the album came out the way that you had planned, or did it take like a different direction than what you originally intended?
No, it came pretty much exactly as I planned. Um yeah, this one in particular, yeah, the structure, the flow of the album is what I intended. The production is great. So yeah, with that, that wasn't the case with the last one, but no, I'm very happy with it.
Well, that's always good because usually, you're some bands are like, I wasn't sure about it. I wanted to go back and back, and then it's like, you have to have just a stopping point. Otherwise, you'll be on this album forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, do the lyrics tell any sort of stories, like if a fan were listening to it?
Um, yeah, we're back to the sort of bleak existential dread. Um, but yeah, they all tell the story in their own way. Um, back to there is Bagetian themes throughout. Um, a nod to Cormac McCarthy at one point. Um, yeah, and then yeah, just the wildness of being in a situation I didn't want to be in for another one. Yeah, they're all it's right there. I think it's very much open to interpretation. The joys of that, um, that you can bring another facet to the table. So I don't feel the need. I think the lyrics are fairly direct. I don't feel the need to over explain them. I often find that that would take away from it. But yeah, there's definitely something there. As I said earlier on, I can link them throughout, but
Mhm.
it's not an overly intentional thing.
So, is there any sort of secret messages that are hidden in the lyrics that only people who really listen to will find, or, fans that have listened to previous albums?
Not particularly. No. So the previous stuff, Andy had written all the lyrics up till, well, bar a couple of bits on the demo that I wrote, up till Across Debts. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm the sole lyricist at the moment. Um, so there is a different feel to my lyrics versus his, which were very sort of poetic and more sort of absurd, I'd say. But no, it's a lot more direct than his would have been.
So that
While
makes it a lot easier to kind of interpret.
yeah,
So it's just like what you hear is what you get. You don't have to, because I know sometimes like there are forums where people say like, "What do you think this song is about?" And then people are arguing like, "No, it's about this. It's really about this."
well, that's the great thing about it. Like that is what should be happening. Just leave it
Hmm.
all to interpretation. take what you want from it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Everyone's going to process it differently, so I just think that's the ideal way to have it. In the same way that people are going to hear the music differently. Um,
Hmm.
yeah,
So, what do you want people to feel when they listen to the album for the first time?
sick.
But in a good
Uh,
sick, right?
yeah. No, I want people to get physically sick. No, I don't know, just to enjoy it. Um, as a whole, I think it works very well. Um, there should be plenty of contrasting feelings on it, between the sort of the loud and the quiet, the dark and
Hmm.
the bright. Um, at all times, there is an intended um, unease, but
Hmm.
that's the nature of death metal. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Hopefully, enjoyment too.
Yeah, well, this all comes with it. It's yeah,
Okay. Well, I hope that they feel that as well. I have listened to the album. I really enjoyed it. So I always listen to the albums of people that I interview at least once just to kind of get a feel. So then people can know, like, okay, this is great. Like, I definitely think it's worth a listen to. I was having a really bad day when I listened to it. And I was like, I don't know, it just made me feel better.
that's great. See, it's the same for everyone. It's different experiences at all times, depending on all your circumstance at any given moment, do you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
So, just kind of a fun question, but if someone wanted to tattoo a one line from the Summoning Bell, one of the songs, on their body, which lyric would you pick and why?
Repetition, constant repetition. Get it tattooed on their forehead. Um, just because that's what existence is.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Uh, keep it short and sweet. Excuse me.
Well, that's definitely a really good placement as well. I'm sure a lot of people will be like, what does that mean? Can you give us a story behind this?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I do have one last question here for you. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans, anyone who's interested in listening to the album? Just kind of like your moment to talk to your fans.
Uh, bang your head for Satan. I don't know.
Well, short and sweet. I like it.
Yeah.
For anyone else who is interested, this album does release on August the 8th. It's called The Summoning Bell. If you want to get that tattoo, make sure you give credit.
Yeah.
But it will be releasing from Relapse Records, and I'll make it really simple for you guys. I'll put all the links below so you can just click on it and pre-order it. Like I said, I listened to it. I definitely think you guys are at least going to want to listen to it. It's really good. So I want to thank you so much for taking your time for doing this interview. And when it's out, I'll make sure to tag you so you can share it with your fans as well.
Cool. Thanks very much.